Hey guys, welcome in, welcome in. Everyone coming in on their own pace. Um, Welcome in, everyone. Everyone, almost everyone that's in here so far is someone I've talked to within the last 2 minutes. So, oh, thank you. I got it done today, actually, Heather. So it's cut it a little shorter too. So thank you. Hey, BGOG, good to see you. LSU Nancy Drew, hi. Welcome in. There's a lot going on tonight on YouTube, but I think it's an important case to get out there. Elijah's still missing. Um, so hopefully only one person needs to see it. One person knows something. So hopefully we can get into telling Elijah's story from beginning to where we sit at today. I will give you guys the updates from his mother's court hearing yesterday, and then we will go through the entire timeline. Um, so yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? Happy Friday. It's Friday, right? Yes, I think so. All right. Well, we can just get into it. No more crazy small talk or anything like that. So let me bring up my pictures of Elijah while I tell you guys more about him, just because I think it's important to share like his photo, but also different photos of him at different times in his short life. He's only 3, so let me grab it. I hopefully this is right. Why is it doing this? So for those of you that don't know, oh my gosh, hang on. Lock in the bottom left corner. Hang on, guys. I updated my computer and now it is being annoying. Just give me just a second. No. Hang on. Of course, I can't find this out until I'm actually live. Um, um, okay, hang on, guys. Um, Accessibility. No, you're good. You made it, Miss Arnold. Hey. What is this? I'm gonna lose my mind. Hmm. Hang on, guys. Yeah, I guess while I'm looking around here quick to try and figure this part out, I can play that. Well, I don't know if I can play that because let's see if it lets me. Grab. If you guys didn't know, I did an experiment. So, well, first let's see if I can even, if it'll even let me share that aspect. Did that work? Okay, that one worked. You'll have to tell me if you can hear the music, 'cause it's only as good as the music. So give me a second. Okay. You guys ready? Only hey, titanium. We're trying to figure out. It's not letting me share from like a. It's only sharing a tab, nothing else. So I have to figure that out. So what did you guys think? I'm curious if you guys could see me or not. I've been told I was invisible, so I don't know. Oh, thank you. Thank you. In the video or now? Those of you that know the story behind the video makes it a lot funnier than just the video itself, which was fun in general to make, but it was funny. All right, so what I'm gonna end up doing, I think, is let's see if this is gonna let me. Desktop, Elijah. Hang on, guys. I'm just going to put all of them as overlays. That way I can show you all the ones that I wanted to show you. So, all right. No, I'm good. So, Miss Arnold, I updated my computer, but like on a MacBook Air, it wouldn't let me upgrade to like the next software upgrade. It only would allow me to like go find one above that and then do it because it said it was encrypted or something was wrong with it. So I had to do that and I just updated it. And this is the first time I've used StreamYard since. Hi, Aries, you made it. Happy almost birthday. All right. Now we're good. Now we can start on Elijah's case. I'm going to bring up the cutie pictures of Elijah. I'm going to turn myself off. So, all right. Let's get into Elijah's case, shall we? Okay. Elijah Vue. He's 3 years old. He technically lived in Wisconsin Dells with his mother, whose name is Katrina Bauer. But him going missing actually ends up taking place in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, which is in Manitowoc County. It has a population of 11,712. And quick little tidbit too, it's also the birthplace to the ice cream sundae, which I found interesting. But yeah, he is a really cute kid. He is. And he's 3. So we also have to keep in mind the mindset of a 3-year-old during all of this because there is going to be a lot of yeah. It's farther for me, Norris. It's like North of Milwaukee, but south of Green Bay in the middle. Um, but Elijah is 3 feet tall. He has brown eyes, brown hair. He's only about 45 pounds, and he does have a birthmark on his left knee. So those are all the important things to know. That's okay, Miss Arnold. Um, and he ends up going missing, he ends up going missing on February 20th of this year, 2024. And when he goes missing, which we obviously will get into this the farther we get into the timeline. But he was wearing gray sweatpants, a dark colored long sleeve, red and green dinosaur slip on shoes, and he was carrying, or thought to have been carrying, a red and white plaid blanket. Um, so let's kind of go back a little bit. So Katrina, his mom, she's 31. Her mom's boyfriend's name is Jesse Vang. Jesse Vang is 39. He is not Elijah's dad. I believe Elijah's dad is in prison for, not exactly sure what the offense was, but I know it was a violent offense. I'm pretty sure. Not 100%, but yes. So, our timeline, we're going to start it a few days before his disappearance because I think the timeline in regards to his disappearance are important. This here is him and his mother when he's a little bit younger. Let's see. I'm just going to go through these pictures. We have some of the ones from when he's missing. His mom was also on TikTok, which I think lots of kids are nowadays. Lots of parents put their kids on TikTok. Here's him on the TikTok. Here's Elijah playing in the snow with a little harmonica. Harmonicas are coming back. I'm just saying. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. I'm just going to call you Love because I don't know how to say the rest of that. But thank you. Oh, I covered Madalena as well. Oh, I love that. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for being here. It's crazy. They had them for a while this summer in like the Target dollar sections, the harmonicas, but they're great. All right. So let's see. Go back through these one more time. That one here is from her TikTok. This one's one of the ones that's used on the missing posters and Amber Alerts. This one here is also one of those. The one of him and his mom. I believe his older sister's in this too, but I did cut her out because I didn't want to put her face out here. She doesn't need to be. This one here, this one's the one that gets me almost every time. Then we have this one. He was such a cute little kid. It's insane. He's so cute. This one. Oh, look at the little pants riding up. Oh my goodness. All right, so now we're going to get into a timeline. So my plan here is to give you guys the timeline, give you guys not only the timeline leading up to his disappearance, but then the timeline of his disappearance and then updates coming up to that. At the end, I went through Google Earth and did a lot of like putting my little marks on Google Earth with distances and places that should be looked, where different things are found later on, and different things like that, because I think it's definitely going to be important. So I'm going to leave the picture of him up for right now while I start to tell you guys the timeline. So this all starts February 12th, 2024. Katrina leaves Elijah with Jesse Vang, which is her boyfriend, in Two Rivers, which is on the eastern coast of Wisconsin. It is a 2.5 hour drive from Katrina's home in Wisconsin Dells. Um, so at the very beginning here, we're seeing mom is dropping off baby toddler um, at her boyfriend's house, 2.5 hours away. So now we're gonna kind of get into the timeline between then. So let's see. Um, we find out in court records after the fact that according to Katrina and Jesse, Elijah was sent to Jesse for disciplinary reasons. Um, which I mean, he's 3, so I'm not exactly sure what that means. I have also heard the terms in regards to trying to make him a man, um, which once again, he's 3. So yeah. Um, but in doing this, um, becoming a man for the disciplinary reasons, it included lengthy timeouts, threats of cold showers. And when I say lengthy timeouts, I mean hours plus timeouts, where he's told to stand in the corner for hours at a time, um, forcing him to pray for extended periods of time, and so on. February 14th, 2024, a photo is taken of Elijah. It's of him laying on a bed, blindfolded, with bruising on his face. Now, obviously, I'm not going to show that. I haven't found that anywhere, but I do know that that is what is stated in the um, court docs, is where I believe that that information ends up coming from, which a lot of the information ends up coming from the court docs because a lot comes out after both Katrina and Jesse are arrested, which I will get to. February 15th, so the next day, there's another photo taken. This one is of Elijah standing in a corner, only a diaper on, which the diaper is completely full, and his hands in the praying position. Once again, not showing it. Doesn't need to be shown. You guys get the picture of that. February 16th, 2024. Elijah is left alone for about an hour while Katrina and Jesse went somewhere unknown. I believe is the 16th. And love, if you're still in here listening, if you can remind me, is this also the day that we find out later on that he is caught on the surveillance footage? Is that the same day or is that the 17th? Because I'll bring that up too. There's footage here, this one of this is Jesse Vang with Elijah at a car, something having to do with a car dealership, car help place. I'm not exactly sure. Um, oh, well, it says right there, 216. I answered my own question. Hi, Granny. Thank you for coming. Welcome in. Same day. That's what I thought. Okay. All right. So this is that same day, and I believe these are one of the last pictures of Elijah that has been put public. I don't know if there's more on the days leading up to his disappearance or what. Um, but yes, this is one of the last photos there. On February 18th, 2024, Jesse ends up texting Katrina and saying, I didn't want to write out the whole thing, but it does go on to say Jesse's going to teach Elijah to not just fear him, but to respect him too. And this is what he is telling Elijah's mother, which Elijah's mother is the one that brought him there. So I think that there's a lot of scariness, in my eyes at least, when all of this is in connection with a 3-year-old. Not that it's good at really any age, but still, he's only 3. He's just a baby. So now we're going to get into the day of his disappearance on February 20th. February 20th, 2024. And this is going to get into more of like a timeline style. Let's see. I'm going to bring the pictures back up. I'll put a different one up so you guys can see. Starting at, oh, sorry, Nora's grandma. Starting at 7:30 a.m., Jesse says that he gives Elijah breakfast. He says it's cereal without milk, so just cereal. At 8 a.m., Jesse makes Elijah stand at the foot of his bed and pray while he takes a nap. This is the last known sighting of Elijah, according to Jesse Vang. Um, so, in other words, apparently he's in trouble for whatever reason, and Jesse decides that he wants to take a nap. So, the punishment or the training or whatever the hell he wants to call it that he's going to make Elijah do while he naps is sit at the end of the bed or stand at the end of the bed and pray. Um, Now, apparently, when he wakes up, Elijah is no longer there and he's missing at that point. So at 10:59 a.m., the Two Rivers Police Department gets a call from Jesse reporting Elijah as missing. Hi, Laura. Welcome in. This is the start of the timeline. Now, according to Jesse, like I said, Elijah ends up going missing. Yes, exactly, Mo. She took him to the danger. Um, hey Nature Rocks, welcome in. Uh that he supposedly walked away while Jesse was sleeping is what I think Jesse was trying to play off of this. I don't know exactly obviously what happened because Elijah is still missing. Um but yeah, so our timeline is at 10:59 on February 20th a.m. The Two Rivers Police Department gets a call from Jesse Vang reporting that Elijah Vue is missing. At 1:37 p.m., are the pleas to the public to help find Elijah, and the Amber Alert is activated. Um, which I did find somewhat interesting, because I know I'm in Minnesota, which is obviously next to Wisconsin, and I know that there's a lot of controversy in regards to the Amber Alert system, when an Amber Alert can be activated, if all of the criteria are met. And I guess I'm just curious. I don't know if any of you guys know in chat, but if he, in this whole mind or this whole process, they were under the impression that he walked away from the home, which I know the police do end up coming out and saying, we don't believe this is an abduction. We don't believe he was like left, like was taken from the home or whatever. Um, but what do you think in this case would have caused them to so quickly set off that Amber Alert if it potentially was just a kid walking away? Because I know here in the States, we usually have to, or in the States, in Minnesota, you usually have to have a car, the car description, and so on to like be able to get an Amber Alert. Do any of you guys happen to know? Just curious. Well, you guys answer that. I'll keep going. At 5 p.m. on February 20th of this year, the locals are asked to search their outbuildings, their vehicles, and other areas where Elijah may be hidden or stuck. And drones and dogs are used at this time as well. So it pretty much within 6 hours, they have the entire ground being covered by drones, by boats, by dogs, by everything. Right. Okay. Love. That's why I'm curious if from the start of this, before things started to get wonky, what caused them to put out the Amber Alert if there was no car and it was thought to have been he walked away. You know what I mean? Because don't they usually wait? Okay. So it doesn't matter. I wonder if that's titanium built, but the thing is even in Minnesota, sometimes that's not the case. There'll be lots of times where they don't know the car, so they won't put it out, which is obviously a change that needs to be made because I think the way you put it is okay, is better that the Amber Alert is put out when the child could be in danger. Yeah. Okay, because Jesse was not related to Elijah. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. Hmm. All right, so like I said, within 6 hours of him being reported missing, they are boots on the ground. Everything's going on. Um, and it ends up that Jesse Vang is arrested on suspicion of child neglect. So this is kind of when the ball starts rolling on Jesse. We then get to the next day, February 21st, 2024, when Elijah's mom, hi Jennifer, Elijah's mom, Katrina, was arrested on suspicion of being a party to a crime and child neglect. Now, these are the first charges that she gets put on her. More do end up coming as time goes on. We keep going a few days. There are more search efforts. They continue. Now they're not only taking place in Twin Rivers, but they're also taking place in Elijah and Katrina's hometown of Wisconsin Dells. And on February 23rd is also the first, I believe, the first court appearance for both Katrina and Jesse. So let's see. And then we have the Twin Rivers Police Department then confirm that they are this is February 26th, 2024. So this is 6 days after Elijah is reported missing. Oh, I'm not sure, Norris. Maybe. That sounds familiar. Mo, we're going to get into that. I have the Google Earth. Let me actually, well, shoot. Is that going to let me? Hang on. Better. Give me a sec. I'll show you right now. Take that off. Yeah. Sweet. All right. So this is me and my Google Earthen here. All right. Let me just know if you guys, okay, good. You're seeing all that. All right. So I have a few things here that are marked off. So if you guys can see, I'm going to bring us all the way out so you kind of see here. Okay. Why are we turned? Huh. All right. So you see the entire state of Wisconsin there. You see the top of Illinois, here's Chicago, so on. So we have Milwaukee here, Green Bay's right up here. And we have Wisconsin Dells here. And then up here is Jesse Vang's residence over here. Yes, titanium. I do find that weird. So let me see. I have Two Rivers, Wisconsin Dells. I have the line. So this one here, it's 115 miles from Wisconsin Dells to Two Rivers. So that's the distance. Sorry, Heather. That's the distance between his home with Katrina and where she brings him with Jesse and he ends up going missing. Is that line there, which ends up being about 115 miles. So next I'll just show you guys around. I didn't put his exact address in here because obviously I'm not going to be showing someone else's. 115, Nora's grandma. Why does it not want to help me here? So yes, as you guys can see, what Titanium Built was saying is it's right next to the Forest View Cemetery. The house here is somewhere in this vicinity here. But I think another important aspect of this is you guys have to look. This is where he goes missing from. Look at the terrain surrounding it. You're okay. So there's definitely a lot, as you guys can see. We will get into his blanket is found. So we'll get into that as the timeline goes on. And then I'll bring this back up to show you guys. Actually, I could probably just leave it up and then put him back over the top. There we go. I can just do it like that. So, okay. So, February 26, 2024, the Twin Rivers Police Department confirmed that they are searching local landfill site as part of their investigation. Both Katrina and Jesse end up appearing in court again on this day. And Katrina ends up receiving 2 additional charges. They having to do with obstruction of an officer or something along those lines. Um, and this is when the court docs start coming out of Jesse's tactics against Elijah. So the long timeouts, the cold water, the praying for hours at a time, and so on. So, hang on. Let me see. And then we're going to get to February 27th. So we are a week after he goes missing. And the police still have hope of bringing Elijah home safely. The FBI ends up announcing a $15,000 reward, and Elijah's grandmother makes a plea. So I have that. So give me just a second. Sharing all the things. This one here. So this one here is her plea. I'm just gonna read it to you guys because I have a few other videos and I'd rather not have to just show you guys someone else's work when I'm doing all of this. I mean, obviously this is, but like I like reading too. So it says, as an investigation into 3-year-old Elijah Vue's disappearance reaches nearly 5 months, many questions remain. So this one was actually updated. So is this the old? This is the newer one. Okay. This is another. So his grandmother actually comes out twice. Let me see. Is it this one or that one? No. No. Okay. And so they interview Katrina's mother, which is Elijah's grandmother. And she says, sometimes I go to bed at 4 in the morning and I'm up at 7. And sometimes by midnight, I'm so exhausted that I can't see straight, Jody Bauer said. I think it depends on how much I cry during the day. Elijah disappeared on February 20th after his caregiver, Jesse Vang, reported him missing from his Two Rivers apartment on the 3900 block of Mishicot Road. Katrina Bauer and her boyfriend Vang were arrested and charged with chronic child neglect. Both cases are currently going through the court system. Elijah has yet to be found despite months of searching. She said she does not have any idea, and if she did, she said, that's my son. I would go get him. I would tell them where he is. I have no idea. So that is Jody speaking on what Katrina had told her. So say they won't accept Equisearch's offers to help, even though the family has been begging for their help. Huh. I swear, was that okay? So obviously, I look into a lot of cases. Was Elijah's case the one where the people came out saying that, but then it ended up not being true? That Equisearch had that someone else had come out and Equisearch had the same stuff that they did, or was that a rumor? Because I wasn't going to bring that up because I wasn't sure if it was a rumor or if it was real. Hi, Aaron. Curious. On Monday, Action News first alerted you to the possible plea deal, so we will get into that as well. They also, I will say, Katrina is also known as Trina. So if you guys see anyone while I go through this stuff talking about Trina, that's Katrina, which is Elijah's mother. She's sad. She was crying. She's frustrated. She feels the police weren't listening to her. Phone conversation was beyond difficult for Jody as she balances the love for her daughter and the heartache for her missing grandson, whom she described as always smiling and happy. As Trina put it, he was her little ray of sunshine. The last few months, however, have taken a toll as she and others are trying to piece together where Elijah could be. It cycles, Jody said. It's ongoing trauma because there is no closure, so that grief just cycles over and over and over. You go from hope to just not being able to hope to anger to sadness, and it can go just minutes or days, and it's frustrating. Frustrating because Jody said she didn't know Elijah was missing until her son received the Amber Alert in Appleton around 4 p.m. on February 20th. They claim it's not true. The police They claim they never turned it down, which is such a lie. I saw it with my own eyes, them telling the family, no, we have enough resources. We don't need them. That's crazy. No resources should be turned away in a case like this, ever. That's terrible. She said, he sent me a screenshot because he was like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. And he was calling Trina and he couldn't get through to her. Jody said Katrina was in Wisconsin Dells when she found out about Elijah's disappearance. She said Katrina told her older brother that Elijah was staying with his uncle, which we didn't realize was Jesse. So as soon as everything started to come together, that's just why. Why would you do that? The Two Rivers Police Department has repeatedly said there's no evidence to believe Elijah was abducted or just walked off. Just hours after the Amber Alert activation, police arrested Vang and Katrina for chronic child neglect. Let's see. According to court documents, Elijah had been staying with Jesse since February 12th for disciplinary reasons after supposed bad behavior. Katrina wanted Vang to teach Elijah, who's 3, how to be a man. Jody said that she and her family were in shock after Katrina was arrested. She said if there was one thing she knew, it was her daughter loved her children. What fell apart? What broke? What happened? And I still think there are things that we don't know. Well, I'm sure there are things that we don't know, but the point is, are we ever going to know? I don't know, Jody said. Before a hearing in March, Jody wrote a letter to the court asking to deny any bond modification, saying Katrina has struggled with depression and anxiety for many years, has a history of erratic behavior, and a long history of drug abuse. As a mother, Jody said it was one of the hardest things she's ever had to do. That's crazy. People were so angry with her. We just need to keep her safe, not only from others but from herself, because if it gets out, there's no kids at home, Jody said. Where is her brain going to go? As well as put the pressure on her to tell them what she knows. It's now been 4 months. I think if she knew something, she would have said more. Jody doesn't know the details of the deal or whether Katrina will take it, but what she does know is she wants Katrina to receive mental health care if released. So that's kind of what even Katrina's side of the family is saying along those lines. Bring this back up. Bring up, which one should we bring up? That one. All right. So we're going to get back to the timeline a little bit here. On February 29th, 2024, so about 9 days after Elijah goes missing, Katrina asks for a bond change, which is kind of what we heard her mom talking on. There's been multiple times that Katrina has put in to try and get her bond down farther. So that way, hang on. Oh, yeah. So that she could get out. And even her mom is like, no, don't do that. On this day as well, the police department says that they have searched storm drains. They've also started searching in Fond du Lac, which is the city between Wisconsin Dells and Two Rivers. And then we get to March 4th. Now, March 4th is a day that a lot of this, hey, JC, a lot of information comes out that wasn't known previously. So we're going to get into the Two Rivers Police Department ends up releasing a photo of a beige 1997 Nissan Altima asking for help with its movements on February 19th, the day before Elijah goes missing. They also state that law enforcement has the vehicle, but they're looking to know if anyone saw the vehicle the day before he goes missing. So I think we all can kind of get the gist of that. They're just trying to figure out where Jesse was the day before. So I have a picture of that here. So unfortunately, it's the doubled one, but you guys can see here, this is the Nissan Altima. This is the exact car in the police lot. And I know it's okay. All you can do is try, love, and that's, you're trying. You're not sitting there doing nothing and hoping someone else does something. You're doing something, and that's honorable. So if anyone saw this car around the Two Rivers area on February 19th, 2024, they're asked to call the Twin Rivers Police Department as they're still trying to piece together the days leading up to Elijah's disappearance. So I'll put this one back up. Get to our next page. We have March 7th, 2024. Both Katrina and Jesse are in court again. This is when the updated charges are announced: obstructing and resisting officers. This is also the day I believe that her mom gives that statement that we just read. March 14th, 2024, the judge rules that Katrina will go to trial. Katrina also requests a speedy trial and an attorney, and she has an arraignment scheduled for March 22nd, 2024. So now we're going to get to March 18th, 2024. So we are almost at a full month of Elijah missing by 2 days. And there is a red and white plaid blanket found. As you guys remember, when I told you guys at the very beginning, from his Amber Alert and everything like that, he had the gray sweatpants, the black long sleeve shirt, the dinosaur slip-on shoes, and then the possibility of him carrying a red and white plaid blanket. So it has been positively identified as belonging to Elijah at this point. All right. And I'm going to show you guys here. I'm going to bring that Google map back up because or the Google Earth share. Make sure you guys are seeing it. There we go. It is approximately 3.7 miles away from Jesse's residence. Okay. So I also have the line here so you guys can see the shorter line. Seriously? This up here, the one right above the woodland nature and center and preserve. And then right here, we have the blanket found. So the blanket is found right here. Not at this very spot, but on this road here is where the blanket ends up being found. Hi, Tia. I love you back. So just under a month after he went missing, they find the blanket. Now, like I said, it's about over 3.5 miles from where he is actually had gone missing. So you can see right here is his residence. They end up finding the blanket all the way down here on this road. So yeah, and 2 days after this is the 1 month. So, but unfortunately, that's it. That's all that is found. Is this blanket. Now, I'm curious as to what your guys' thoughts are on potentially how it got to this area, what's something around this area, and so forth. What are your guys' thoughts in regards to the blanket being found over 3.5 miles away from where he went missing? Curious as to your guys' thoughts. And then as you guys type an answer, I'm going to kind of read over a little bit more. So after March 18th, I know I saw you. I know. March 21st, 2024, Jesse appears in court via video again. He has 2 new attorneys, and his preliminary is adjourned until April 4th, 2024. So then we get to March 22nd, so the next day. Katrina ends up pleading not guilty, and she's held on a $15,000 cash bond. Yeah, so you can see it right here, Nora's grandma. It's literally outside. I'm not exactly sure where on this road it is, but on this little stretch of road here is where it's found. So you can kind of see the area there. It looks like farming land, wooded area. It is, Laura, it is. Yeah. And I'll talk about Jesse's charges here as we get going, as we get through the timeline and such. And then we have, let's see, the April 4th hearing. Jesse pleads not guilty, and he's actually held on a $20,000 cash bond. We then get to April 19th, where the Twin Rivers Police Department give an update that they've done searches via water, land, and air. You're fine, NorCal Bowler. You're good. And that the sonar searches were done. This is the one. Yes. So, love, if you're still in here, this is the part where it says sonar searches by Bruce's Legacy and the Twin Rivers Police Department investigate. I forgot, Nora's grandma. I forgot you can't see very well. There is a fundraising event as well to kind of gain funds as well for looking through all this. So let me stop sharing this, bring up another picture of him. All right. April 25th is the interview with the grandmother. Play the interview I have in my notes. I'd say this one. Is this one April 25th? Yes, I think. Well, regardless, this one will be fine to play too. Share screen. This one, share. All right. Let me know if in chat if you guys can hear it.
He was just a really sweet kid.
Jody Bauer sitting at a Wisconsin Dells park bench, recalling memories with her daughter, Katrina Bauer, and her grandson, Elijah Vue, a little boy with a big smile.
And she always said Elijah was her little ray of sunshine.
Seeing her daughter as a mother, a bright light, a contrast to the dark, a cycle of drug addiction going back 20 years.
Watching your kid fall is the hardest thing in the world. You always want what's best, but you can't get it. It's their life. So that's hard.
Jody says addiction complicated their relationship. She says Katrina's life was deeply affected by the abusive father of her children, Jimmy Vue, who's in prison. Jody thought she was getting help.
Her entire life revolved around those kids. I don't know what broke. I don't know what changed. I wish I could say that she relapsed. I don't even know that.
Nobody's seen Elijah in more than 2 months. The day
I'm just pretty much stopping for fair use. But she's 31, Mo, and I believe, I don't know how many other kids, but I know she for sure has one older daughter who's like between 6 and 9, somewhere around that ages. All right. Yeah. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, let's keep watching.
Amber Alert went out, burned into Jody's memory. But what really stuck out, how her daughter reacted.
She was calm. She was I think the investigators that called me that night said she was cold. Whether she was detached or in denial, I don't know.
Investigators say Katrina sent Elijah to stay with her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, in Two Rivers to learn how to be a man. Vang told police when he woke up from a nap February 20th, the little boy was gone.
It was the mama bear, the anger, the instinct, the hysteria that was missing that just hit me wrong.
When you did talk to her, is she asking, where's Elijah? Is she still wanting to know where he is?
At the time, she was still believing he just walked out the door.
It's a theory Two Rivers police told 12 News they ruled out. They also don't think the 3-year-old was abducted.
I don't think Trina knows more because I think she would have broke by now.
Jody says she thinks getting answers relies on her daughter receiving mental health care.
Until we get her in touch with what's real and what's not real, we're not going to know.
As Katrina and Vang remain in jail, Elijah remains missing.
Please keep looking for him because somebody's going to find something. So,
You want everyone to keep looking.
Yeah, I do. It's you can't give up.
Katrina Bauer lived in Wisconsin Dells when Elijah went missing and had been traveling back and forth.
Okay. So, as you can see, it's a very interesting situation because it's hard to. You can definitely see that the grandma there, is having a hard time pulling back and forth in regards to what does she know, why would she do this, but also like Elijah's the main point there. So I think that there's definitely a hard thing to do. What do you guys think about that? Let's see, bring up another one. Thank you guys all for joining. Hi everyone. Hi Lana. Avery, Mama Bear, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. All right. So at this point, too, as of April 25th of this year, the award gets up to $40,000. We get to April 30th, 2024. And Katrina is in the courtroom again. Let me see. This one, yes, this one's the article I wanted to read. Sorry, I'm trying to keep his picture up there every time I'm not showing something on the screen because you guys don't need to see my little bubble bounce. All right. All right. So it says a missing Elijah Vue mother allowed him to suffer abuse and neglect, the uncle says. So Orson Vue spoke as the 3-year-old's mother, Katrina Bauer, asked to be released from jail for a second time. So this is April 30th, 2024. And remember, Elijah originally went missing on February 20th, 2024. It says missing 3-year-old Elijah Vue's mother must be held fully. Is this going to let me close that? Yeah. Held fully accountable for allowing her son to suffer abuse and neglect before he disappeared more than 2 months ago, the boy's uncle has said. Orson Vue spoke in court as Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer, 31, appeared before a judge to once again ask to be released from jail, where she's been held on a $15,000 bond since February 21st, the day after her son was reported missing. Jody loves Katrina, but she loves Eliza just as much. One of the hardest things to go through. Katrina's sister is going through it hard. Send her love. Absolutely. So much love to that side of the family there. She sat hunched with her hands in her lap as Mr. Vue addressed the court in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. He said, "She is the mother of Elijah and is the main reason for all of this that has happened. Katrina needs to be found fully accountable for her lack of care for Elijah. She has allowed Elijah to suffer abuse and neglect, seeing her baby all bruised up and not doing anything to help him. Instead, taking a picture and then deleting it is absolutely disgusting." You guys can see here, this is his uncle. He was out there during the search efforts and everything. Bauer is accused of chronic child neglect in 2 counts of resisting or obstructing an officer in relation to Elijah, as well as child neglect relating to another child believed to be her 6-year-old daughter. She allegedly sent her son to stay with Vang in Two Rivers, around a 2.5-hour drive from their home in Wisconsin Dells, for disciplinary reasons. Vang was teaching the 3-year-old boy to be a man, it has been alleged. Let's see. Elijah was reported missing from Vang's home on February 20th. He has not been seen since. Vang, who is also in jail accused of chronic child neglect, allegedly told police that he subjected the boy to lengthy timeouts and threatened him with cold showers if he misbehaved. Officers later revealed Elijah was banned from playing with toys, was left in dirty diapers, and had been pictured with bruising during a visit by Bauer in the days before his disappearance. Elijah's father, Jimmy Vue, watched the proceedings via video link from the prison where he is serving a sentence for bail jumping and a possession of methamphetamines. Bauer's attorney argued that her client should be allowed to go free without having to pay her $15,000 bond because she had previously shown she could show up for court appearances in previous cases and had no real money to her name. The Manitowoc County District Attorney, LeBray, argued that Bauer's record also showed a history of skipping court dates and claiming the mother presented a flight risk. Tuesday's hearing marked the second time Bauer had asked to be set free. In early March, she also argued that she would not stray far and would show up for court hearings. After that, at that hearing, the court heard a statement from Bauer's mother in which she begged for her daughter to remain in jail. Judge Robert Duane said the bond was set right where it needs to be. His mind was not changed on Tuesday, saying that Elijah still being missing was a significant factor in making his decision. However, he did say that if he allowed Bauer to go free, it was highly unlikely she could slip away. For anyone to think she could go anywhere in this county and not be followed by someone, I don't think they are living in reality, the judge said. The daughter, a 6-year-old daughter, Nora's grandma. All right. The judge said that with Elijah still missing and the lack of support available for Bauer and the Manitowoc County, he could not let her go free. There's too much at stake. There are too many unanswered questions, he said. Bauer's mother, Jody, who was also watching the proceedings, spoke last week of her daughter's cold reaction to the news her son had gone missing. She last spoke with her daughter on March the 1st, not long after she was arrested. She said that her daughter appeared to believe her son had just disappeared on his own. She was calm, and we went through that with the other one. Both Bauer and Vang denied the charges against them. So then it says a further hearing was set for Bauer on the 28th of May, and Vang is next due in front of the judge on June 28th. They've given few updates, but volunteers have also been scouting the wider area, including the infamous Avery's Auto Salvage Yard, which gained notoriety in the Netflix series Making a Murderer. Once again, we are in Wisconsin, so. I don't know, Avery. I'm not sure about that. All right. Let me grab this one again. All right. So we have their update. Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, this one. Here we go. So this was the update on May 3rd from the Two Rivers Police Department. At 12:30 p.m., it states, Elijah Vue has not been found. In the last several weeks, we have continued our search efforts to find Elijah. Two Rivers Water and Light and Manitowoc Public Utilities assisted investigators in further searches of manholes throughout the county. The FBI concluded the aerial search they began in April, and the Wisconsin Drone Network also completed several more searches. Investigators continue analyzing the extremely large amount of video and other data, as well as continuing to follow up on the various leads as they come in. We encourage participation in coordinated and legally permissible search efforts for Elijah. We've also remained in contact with Elijah's family with assistance from DCI regarding the efforts of our searches. So, love, I think that little point there was the part you were talking about, right? The DCI. Katrina Bauer appeared in court this week for a bail modification hearing in which the motion was denied. We will continue a variety of search efforts while also investigating the circumstances regarding the disappearance of Elijah Vue, and will release more information as we can. It was also the 15th is when they addressed those rumors that Love had brought up earlier on. That Love says they witnessed them saying no to, that they had everything that they need. Mama Bear, he was 3. He is 3. So hang on. Let's see. So then we have May 28th, 2024. Katrina's back in court. Another status conference is set for June 20th. Let me see. Oh. Yeah, they said he's about 45 pounds, Mama Bear. So then we're going to get into June. So we're going on what? February to March, March to April, May to June. 4 months in. June 17th, 2024. The police department is needing to address a lot more rumors. There are a lot of rumors in different places in regards to Elijah being found, which he has not been found. But they are continually having to put out statements through social media, through their media stuff. I said it, hang on guys, let me see. I have it written down. I said it at the very beginning, so let me find that. 3 feet tall, brown eyes, brown hair, 45 pounds, birthmark on left knee. So, we have June 21st, 2024. Okay, so now we're going to get to the end of last month, which is kind of when the shit show started of a court thing that's been going on. It says that the lawyer for Katrina came out and claimed that the sides may have reached a plea agreement and that a resolution may be coming in the case. So this was something. No. Well, I mean, you can send it to me, Avery, but we're not going to read over it on here at least tonight. But I could also find it. But yeah, if you want to. But then when people pressed the Katrina's attorney more of like, what do you mean a resolution to the case? She just said, sorry, I can't speak on an open case, which is like annoying. Don't say that there's a possibility that you and your client, the mother of a missing child, are going to be able to come to a plea agreement that possibly finds reaches a resolution in the case and then leave it. You know what I mean? That's horrendous. We then get to June 28th, and there's this status update that is then set for Jesse Vang on September 27th, 2024 at 2 p.m. So that one is upcoming. It's about, 2 months away, 2.5 months away. But then we get into this month's updates on the case. So as you guys know, Elijah is still missing. I will go over once again the different areas. Two Rivers, Wisconsin, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, Wisconsin Dells, anywhere in between. If you guys are within like that 5-mile radius of Jesse's home, which is across from that cemetery, make sure that you guys have your eyes peeled, check your cameras, check business cameras, make sure you guys are putting his poster up. He's 3 years old. It's not like he took an ID and hopped on a plane. There's only so many options as to what has happened. So we're going to get to July 1st, 2024. Katrina's attorney says that she plans to change her plea in the child neglect case. So the only thing you can take from that is she's going to change it from not guilty to guilty. And that they set a plea hearing for July 18th, 2024. The attorney also discussed a future sentencing hearing at that time, implying that Bauer's plea would result in a conviction and need a sentencing hearing. So she was kind of getting everything put together all in the right order. And so let me see. Okay, so we have this one. Let's bring that one up. And then Then we're going to get to yesterday. So yesterday was the court date. And it ended up the plea hearing not happening. It was rescheduled for, I believe, the 26th. Is that next? Yeah, next week. So Katrina has not changed her plea as of yet. But I am going to play you guys a little snippet of court yesterday of the why it didn't come to fruition. Which one is it? There we go. This is from the local news station there. Give me just a second. All right.
Outside the Manitowoc County Courthouse with an update on what happened in court for Katrina Bauer. She's the mom of missing boy Elijah Vue. Bauer is charged with child neglect, but not in the disappearance of Elijah. Bauer had a plea date scheduled for Thursday. During court in Manitowoc County, Bauer's attorney said she's asking for a delay because there were issues that still need to be investigated. Bauer and her attorney appeared by video, so I couldn't ask her attorney in person what those issues are. I couldn't immediately reach her by phone. The plea date for Katrina Bauer is now scheduled for next Friday. 3-year-old Elijah Vue was reported missing from Two Rivers back in February. Reporting outside the Manitowoc.
So, I'm quite curious as to the meaning behind that. My mind, which please tell me if I'm off or what, but my mind immediately goes to what needs to be investigated to allow her to plead guilty. Is it something where she knows something and they need to see if it's accurate? That she knows where something is? Does she know where he is? Does she know of events that led up to this? Something along those lines. Hey, Lady V. Or, is it just legal jargon? You know what I mean? I'm curious as to what your guys' thoughts are on that. Let me bring up the picture one more time. So I should have an update for you guys by next week. I probably won't go live with it unless it's something crazy, like his body being found or him being found alive or something like that. But I will make sure to keep you guys updated on exactly what it is. So while I hear your guys' thoughts in chat, what are your guys' thoughts on everything that we've gone through today? That's literally the timeline. So February 20th, he goes missing, Two Rivers, Wisconsin. He's still currently missing. Both his mom and his mom's boyfriend are in jail for child neglect. I am curious also, do you guys agree with the fact that you think his mom should be held fully responsible because she gave him over? If you guys saw too, I think NorCal Bowler had put it in here earlier about the previous charges that Jesse Vang has. And let's see, hang on, let me grab that one. That Jesse Vang is not known to be a decent person. Hi, Ava. And that the last known person to see Elijah had faced human trafficking charges in 2015. So, it's not someone that, number one, I would ever bring my kids around in the first place. But then let alone, hopefully, Heather, who's against Katrina? Nora's? Let's see. It says that Mr. Vang has a troubled past. He is not the boy's biological father, who also is currently, like I read it to you guys earlier, in prison. But it says that court documents state that in November 2015, police were called out to a hotel in Appleton. When they arrived, they found Miss Bauer hiding in a bathroom after she got the hotel staff to call 911. She told the officers that she had been essayed by two men, one of whom was Mr. Vang. Miss Bauer then told officers that she was their property and she had been taken to Minnesota to perform SA in exchange for compensation, which included drugs. 2 months later, Miss Bauer told investigators that she no longer wanted them to pursue the charges. Interesting. Because of that, Mr. Vue was known as the Alpha. There was some sort of structure. Charges were, though, dropped, but he was later convicted of conspiracy to distribute. Sentenced to federal prison, and he was released in 2022. No, that's Vue. That's Vue. That's... Hang on. So confused. Should probably be reading chat. So this is from years ago, and then it ended up getting dropped, Alana. So, but just even if someone is potentially assumed of that. Now, I'm not saying this is something, because I am very much on the side of, innocent until proven guilty. But I don't know, and I can say this, I guess I'd say it proudly. I don't care if you're proven guilty or not. There's aspects of that where you do not bring your children around people like that for their own safety, regardless of if it was proven yes or no. And maybe that's just me being protective or whatever. But anyone that has the potential of doing this, and now we find out that potentially she also knew the type of person that Jesse Vang was, potentially, then why is she sending her 3-year-old to be alone with him in knowing the different ways? Hey, Metamom. You know what I mean? There's so much to that is just frustrating beyond belief. I don't know, Metamom Christy. That's why it took me a second to realize it was her too, because on my computer here, it shows up as just a bunch of boxes for Avery's name. Boxes, yeah. So, so that is the case of missing 3-year-old Elijah Vue. I'm going to bring up one more time the map so you guys can continue to see the area. If you know anyone, or you are in the area, or you know anyone in the area, if you're familiar with the area, we're kind of covering a larger area because his home is far away, 2.5 hours away from where he ends up going missing. So if you guys can see here, here's Wisconsin Dells. This is Katrina's home. She ends up bringing him over to Two Rivers. And then you guys can see the little different things here. I have Jesse and Katrina's new home, the jail down here, if you guys want to know. We have Jesse's residence up here. And then the blanket being found here, which once again brings a huge question mark into this as well. Hey, 1960. So, I don't know. Hey, Miss W. What do you guys think? I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. What are your thoughts? Do you guys think he's still out there? Do you think he walked away? Do you think something horrendous happened to him? Don't tell me details of what you think, but I'm just curious as to where do you guys stand so far with everything in this case? Also, the other thing I want you guys to answer too. What do you think is going to come out of this plea deal, redoing of a plea deal with Katrina next week? I'm curious. You say no, Minimum, Christy? Oh, not my face, sorry. Just curious, just trying to read through your guys' chats. Once again, if you guys saw, also, that's kind of where I lean to, Metamom Chrissy. I'm not sure about the plea deal either, Avery. Because I feel like there's a way, if she knew where he was, that this could have happened a long time ago. I wonder if she is going to bring in... Oh, no. Wait, who was to... Oh. Okay. I wonder if she's gonna try to bring in that past trauma with Jessie to say she was afraid or something along those lines, you know what I mean? Trying to utilize that. And I mean, we also have to take into account though that her mom thinks that she does need mental health um help if she does get out. So, you're good, Miss W. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm very interested to see how this plea deal is going to um come about, if it's going to be something where she's going to change her plea to guilty but by reason of insanity or something along those lines, or mental illness. I think there's different ways that it can go. I think the best thing that could happen, unfortunately, would be, we actually gave him to someone else and he's fine here. Do I think that's going to happen? No. But other than that, just finding him, bringing him home to people that love him. Guilty or not guilty on her charges that she currently has, Avery. So she has the child neglect ones and then the resisting officers ones. And as of right now, she has pled not guilty. But her attorney had come out and stated that she believed that they'd be changing her plea and that it could bring a resolution to the case. And then when people question the attorney, she's like, sorry, open investigation, can't talk about it. So, and that was supposed to happen yesterday. But then Katrina's attorney in the court case ended up saying something along the lines of like, there's two things that need to be investigated before we go through with this plea part, like the plea hearing. So can we postpone it till next week? So now it is rescheduled to the 26th. 26th. So, bad feeling. Hang on, I have to start learning how to do your guys' comments. Suck at that. I have a bad feeling about this poor baby, and unfortunately, I'm sure they both know what happened to him. I feel that she's probably afraid of him and therefore keeping quiet. Do you think if there is a fear there, if there is some type of abuse from him to her, and that's not an alleged thing, that's a hypothetical, that could play in Katrina's favor in this? Curious. Also, you guys, I do have the phone number for the Twin Rivers Police Department. Scrolling across the bottom of the screen if you do have any information regarding Elijah's case. But yeah, that is Elijah Vue missing out of Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Missing for going on July will be the mm, 5 months. This month on tomorrow. Tomorrow is 5 months. And we need to get this little boy home, and it only takes one person to see his photo and okay. Do you think that I don't think you're crazy at all, because I also think that that's the case. But I also wonder, is there a potential of her knowing more because Jesse told her something before they both got arrested? Or when the Amber Alert went out, that's how she found out, supposedly. And then did she call him and was like, what the heck? What are you talking about? Or did he call her before he called police? Like, I'm curious as to how that all works out. I agree with you, though. I don't think that she was there. I don't think she knows exactly what happened or anything like that. But I do wonder, number one, if there will be something for her bringing him there, knowing what he was planning to doing based on like their text messages and such. or if there's a potential of her just being neglectful. We played it at the beginning, Lady V. But yeah, so thank you and love. Thank you so much. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm in all the groups. It's just under Mallory. Well, and my last name, Doyle. But feel free to reach out if you need anything, if you just want to bounce ideas off of someone or something like that. Oh, Jesse was supposed to be in jail. He got a DUI right before this. He's on federal probation. If he was arrested, we wouldn't be here. Oh, that's so annoying. But so yeah, please guys keep an eye out. Share this live, share Elijah's face out there. He's only 3 years old. He's missing out of Wisconsin, and he deserves to have his face shared out there and get as many people to see his picture. Let me actually go back through some of these pictures. So we have this one here. This one. This one. This one from when he's a little younger with his mom. The one from in front of the Christmas tree. This one. This one is from Katrina's TikTok. A picture of Elijah playing in the snow with the harmonica. The pictures with Jesse, these were the last known ones here that were taken about 4 days before he went missing. And let's see. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for spending your Friday with me. I know there's a lot going on and a lot of different lives. So thank you for choosing us over here and listening to Elijah's story. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure when I'll be back. I know I'm working on a handful of cases right now. We have Missy Beavers. We have Ellen Greenberg. What else are we working on right now? I have a handful. Hang on, let me check. I have my list. I was going to talk to Melissa Jade about Timothy Pitson. Lindsay Buziak. That one's one that I've always been interested in. Let's see. I'm trying to think of all the other ones. If you guys ever do have any suggestions or want me to cover a specific case, please let me know. And yeah. Oh, thank you, Ava. I appreciate that. Let me grab one more picture here. And with that, I am going to end it out. If you guys haven't seen my most recent uploaded video, I did an experiment. Please feel free to share it around. I know this community needs a laugh sometimes. We look at a lot of hard, heavy, deep stuff. There's also a lot of bullshit going around as well. So please stay kind. If you guys need a laugh, go watch that video. It's on my channel under the Ring doorbell experiment, I think, or my Ring experiment, Ring camera experiment, I think. And I think I definitely proved a theory right or wrong. So, oh, Avery, did you see Teresa over on Criminality just did a documentary, like a short documentary on Layla Cabot? It was fantastic. So if you go check out like her uploaded videos, she just did one too. Oh, that's great, Avery. I can't wait. Of course. Thank you guys once again for being here. I'll see you guys soon. And I think that's it. So remember to stay kind and make sure that you guys are taking the mental health breaks that you guys need when we're covering topics like this. So But with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you. And I will talk to you guys soon. Remember, guys, share Elijah's picture around. He's still missing. Let's get this little 3-year-old baby boy home. So, bye, guys.